let's talk about something that makes all of us want to tear our hair out. When our stuff breaks and it's impossible to fix. Today, we're going to dig into why our gadgets feel like they're literally designed to fail. And we'll explore this huge shift that's turning repair into the next big thing for business. So let's get into it and see how fixing our stuff might actually help fix our economy. You've been there, I've been there, we've all been there, right? Your toaster works perfectly fine, but that one little plastic lever snaps off. You can't get a new one, you can't fix it, and suddenly the whole thing is just junk. It's maddening. But what if I told you that wasn't just bad luck? What if it was actually part of the plan? There's actually a name for this. It's called planned obsolescence. It's this old school idea that to keep the cash registers ringing, companies should intentionally build things that just don't last. That way, you're forced into this endless cycle of buying something, it breaking, and then having to buy it all over again. And hey, this isn't some newfangled conspiracy theory. This goes way back. Just look at the light bulb. In 1901, a fire station in California screwed in a light bulb. Guess what? It is still glowing today. But then, fast forward to 1924. The biggest light bulb makers in the world form a secret club called the Phoebus Cartel. Their one big secret goal? To engineer their bulbs to burn out after only 1,000 hours just so they could sell more. I mean, this just lays it all out, doesn't it? On one hand, you have proof that we could make things that last practically forever, and on the other, you have an entire industry conspiring to sell us a worse product on purpose. That kind of thinking has been baked into manufacturing for decades, and it's what created the throwaway culture we're living in now. But people are getting fed up. A rebellion is kicking off. It's called the Right to Repair movement, and it's this massive global pushback from everybody, consumers, activists, even governments, who are just done with this wasteful cycle. And when you see the numbers, you get why. The scale of this problem is just mind-blowing. In the European Union alone, we're talking 35 million tons of waste every single year, from stuff that could have been fixed. Just try to picture that. That's the weight of over 3 million city buses being dumped in a landfill every year. It's a mountain of junk. And of course, it's hitting us right in our bank accounts. The European Commission figures that consumers are losing almost 12 billion euros a year because they're forced to replace stuff instead of just fixing it. That's money that could be going anywhere else, but instead, we're just buying the same product over and over again. And the environmental cost? Well, that's just as bad. The whole cycle, making new things, shipping them around the world, and then tossing the old ones, pumps out 261 million tons of greenhouse gases in the EU. So yeah, this isn't some small annoyance. It is a huge economic and environmental crisis that we just can't ignore anymore. So, what is this movement asking for? Honestly, it's pretty simple stuff. They're demanding that companies make spare parts and repair manuals available to everybody, not just their own certified technicians. They want products that are actually designed to be taken apart, with normal screws. And they want to get rid of software locks that block independent shops from doing a repair. Now, you'd think businesses would absolutely hate this idea. And for a long time, yeah, a lot of them did. But here is the major plot twist in this story. Some really smart companies are starting to realize that repair isn't a threat. It's actually one of the biggest business opportunities out there. So why the sudden change of heart? Well, it comes down to 3 big things. First, repair services create a steady, continuous stream of revenue. It's not just a one-and-done sale. Second, if you offer great repair options, you build serious brand loyalty. And third, it puts companies right in line with what customers are demanding, sustainability. Frankly, it's just good business. Okay, so let's get practical. How are companies actually pulling this off? Let's open up the playbook for how to build a business around fixing things. Everything starts way back at the beginning, on the drawing board with product design. We're talking about using tougher materials that can take a beating. It means making things modular, so you can just pop out a dead battery or a cracked camera without having to replace the entire phone. And yeah, it means using regular screws instead of some weird proprietary junk so anyone can open it up. So the next big piece of this puzzle is getting the stuff back and forth. You need a whole new system, and it's called reverse logistics. It's basically the entire supply chain, but backwards. It's all about efficiently managing broken products coming back from customers, getting spare parts to the right places, and then shipping the fixed items back out. It's a total rethink. And this new way of thinking opens up a bunch of different business models. You could build your own repair centers to keep quality high. You could offer mobile vans that come right to your door.
You could sell DIY kits to people who like to tinker. Or you could even create a subscription service. Each one has its ups and downs, of course.
Let's look at a real-world example. HP's all-in plan for printers, it's a perfect case study of the subscription model. You don't buy the printer, you pay a monthly fee, and that gets you the printer, ink shipped to you automatically, support, and even upgrades. HP still owns the machine, which means it's in their best interest to make it last.
And trust me, this is catching on. Over in Europe, the retailer Fnac Darty has a subscription for unlimited appliance repairs. They've already got more than 1.1 million people signed up. That proves customers are totally willing to pay for the peace of mind of knowing their expensive stuff is covered.
And then there's the total opposite approach, the DIY model. Apple, a company that was, let's say famously, not a fan of people fixing their own stuff, now has a self-service repair program. It gives skilled customers access to the exact same parts, tools, and manuals that their own techs use. It's about empowerment and building trust.
So, what does this all add up to for the future? Well, this whole movement is about way more than just being able to fix a cracked phone screen. It's about to fundamentally change how we think about owning things at all.
What we're really watching happen is a massive pivot away from a world built on one-time sales. We're moving towards a future where we have these continuous service relationships with the brands we use every day. We're going from buying a product to buying a service, from a simple transaction to a long-term relationship.
And that leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. As this trend grows, will you actually own your next phone, your next car, your next washing machine? Or will you just subscribe to the service it provides? The business of fixing things isn't just about repairing gadgets. It's about repairing our entire relationship with the things we buy. Thanks for tuning in.